on it. To this day, people were afraid to develop for the PS3 because it was so much easier to develop and less expensive to develop for the PS2, and it was a surefire hit. Even if you had a small group of people on the PS2 that were going to be able to buy your software, you could make a lot of money. You can still make a lot of money on the PS2.
And people do.
Great. So, wrapping up that 3D generation, I think, I don't think there's any doubt that the PS2 is the winner. The Xbox gives its little foothold, but doesn't even bother to compete. It sells 24 million consoles compared to the 140 million.
And GameCube had how many?
GameCube was 21.7.
Okay. So basically, this was Microsoft's foot in the door. They lost money in every Xbox.
And hey, look, what a foot in the door it was. They beat Nintendo.
That was their plan.
That's unreal. Even when everything had launched and I had played the Xbox and everything else, I thought, there's no way these guys are going to jump past Nintendo. And by the end of the generation, Nintendo had lost. So, there you go. Our theory is holding up pretty well for this generation of game systems, and that's going to help to bring us on to the present day. All right, that brings us now into the current generation of consoles. We have gone through this short history of video gaming for you here, video game consoles in the home. And now our Super Mario Galaxy has supplanted the position of the Grand Theft Auto 3.
You are Mr. Gay.
You are Mr. Gay, as I have been told it actually is on the front of the cover.
No, really, you are Mr. Gay.
Oh.
I just thought I should tell you.
Oh, okay, thanks. I appreciate that then.
Everyone should know.
Was it something I said?
That's what you're wearing, really.
Oh, okay, thanks. Great. All right, so the current generation of console systems. I don't know that we necessarily need to declare a winner here, because I think we can spend some time talking about that some other time. But at this point, the race really becomes streamlined. Sega's gone now. Sega decides they're gonna create games for Nintendo. I mean, okay, show of hands, folks. How many folks out there were freaked out the first time they saw that there was going to be a game with Mario and Sonic in the same game?
Sadly, that game was Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
Right. Hey, but the freaking thing sold well. They're making a sequel.
Yeah. And but in Smash, when Super Smash Brothers Brawl came out, you know, the Mario versus Sonic finally pitted against each other. Mm-hmm. That was like some sort of weird Nirvana.
And, you know, as many bad games as they've made for Sonic, when we were at Video Games Live, Sonic got one of the biggest cheers of the night. So
people want to love Sonic again.
I don't know. I want to love Sonic. I miss those days, man. I don't know what it was necessarily. I mean, we can do a whole podcast on why Sonic is no longer the kind of great gaming icon that he once was. But man, there was something about Sonic that you just wanted to love, and Mario really took that away in a really big way, because now Mario is the character. I mean, we all have this kind of deep, I don't know, affinity for Mario and the whole Mario cast of characters. It's endearing, really. Am I overstating the case?
No, I'm trying to think of the right phrase. Would a heterosexual man crush be too hard?
I think it probably would, because I was never really in love with the Hedgehog. I just thought the Hedgehog was really cool. I mean, sure, it's changed a little bit. When I was a kid, I thought Sonic the Hedgehog was infinitely cooler than an Italian plumber with overalls.
When you're inundated with commercials that basically say that.
Well, the image of Sonic, but the image of Sonic, let's face it, was much cooler.
Sonic had blast processing.
Yeah, which, how could I argue with such amazingly quantifiable evidence like blast processing?
We are getting a little off topic.
Right.
So
we'll just cut and paste this back to the 16-bit.
So we're in the middle of the we're in the middle of this generation. But so what numbers do we have?
So here we go. PS3. Let's name our combatants here. We've streamlined down to the PS3, launching in 2006. The Xbox 360, the successor to the Xbox, in 2005. And the Wii, which
I froze my ass off in line waiting for.
And mercifully killed the GameCube. Mercifully, destroyed it.
Yeah.
And came out in 2006. And Nintendo desperately needed to recover from their botchery of a tissue box. That was the GameCube, which is all I ever called it. So,
or fuck watery.
What?
What?
What'd you say?
Fuck watery.
Fuck watery.
I don't know.
Oh,
you can edit that out if you don't like it.
I don't.
But you know what? I think it fits.
Fuck watery. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, even if the Wii is only 2 duct tape GameCubes together, it still mercifully killed the GameCube, and for that I'm always grateful. Mm-hmm. And here's where Nintendo comes back into the race.
Aha.
Back into the race because Nintendo says, "Whoa, the game has changed."
Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly.
This is a part of their series of crazy crap design school of thought, because it started with the DS. It came out in what, 2005, 2004?
Mm-hmm. I think it was 2004.
And when they come out with, look, we have it. It's like a Game Boy, except there's 2 screens and you can touch it. And people laughed and laughed.
Right.
Who's laughing now?
Who's laughing now?
Prince money.
Prince money. And lest we forget, when I heard the name for the console, okay, I thought Nintendo was doomed. All right, let's just be honest. I remember that day very well.
I still say they should have named it Revolution, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would have fit, but at the same time, at that moment, I mean, well, we all remember the covers of the magazines. You have the people walking with the future consoles, and you've got the Xbox, and you've got the PS2, and you've got the Dolphin. Wasn't it called Dolphin? Oh no, that was
Revolution.
It was Revolution. That's right. It was
Revolution.
Right. It was Project Revolution. That's right. Wow. I mean, Revolution was exciting and fun. And then
makes you want to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
But
anyway. And that was only when I heard the name, folks. I didn't even see how it was spelled yet.
And what's their big secret?
We would like to play.
Is something that looks like a TV remote that you shake around and it does things. Yeah. What the hell is Nintendo smoking?
I remember the first time seeing that, thinking, "Wow, these guys are jokers. They've got to be kidding." Nintendo is continuing on their bad decision.
He's getting ready to buy a PlayStation 3 at that point.
It was like, hey, it's GameCube Part 2.
Yep.
But
look at your numbers. What do we got?
Okay, the numbers.
Unofficial
numbers. These are aggregate numbers. Okay.
So yeah,
we've got the PS3 with 22.5 million
worldwide.
All right, so that would be now almost 3 years. 22.5 million units worldwide. The Xbox 360, which has almost 4 years, at 31.3 million.
Actually, isn't it over 4 years? Didn't they release in early 2005?
Yes, they did.
Over 4 years.
Over 4 years. So it's actually over 4 years. That's correct. Not within the traditional console release cycle. Over 4 years for 31.3 million. And then the Wii, which has, again, it came out almost exactly the same time as PS3.
It was 3 days later.
3 days later at 51.2 million. Mm-hmm. So
it's not going to, I don't think it's going to be breaking the PlayStation 2's stranglehold on King of the consoles, but...
Well, you never know, because we don't know what's coming down the pike, and that's something maybe we can talk about, but...
But it is the reemergence of Nintendo.
That's right.
People thought they were going to go the way of Sega a scant 5 years ago, but they seem to be winning this generation.
Well, it helps when you have 2 handheld systems that you're printing money with to be able to and lest we forget a little thing called the Pokemans. The Pokemans. No, I'm not looking at your stupid poster.
No.
The Pokemans. Basically, Ivysaur, I don't want you to name them either.
Squirtle.
My good lord. Pikachu, please.
Portal. That's number 25. I'm not there yet.
Oh, you're actually going in order.
Yes. Well,
you are.
Wouldn't you?
Total bastard. Pokemon.
Skip Charmander.
I remember making this right. Pokemon was basically keeping Nintendo afloat during these horrible decisions in terms of the console market.
If they didn't have Pokemon or Game Boy, they would have gone the way of Sega, I'm sure.
I think that's true,
Yeah.
and I think they would have had. I mean, maybe they wouldn't have put out 100 consoles like Sega did, but they would have killed themselves in a completely different way.
A spaz out die fest.
They would have gone the way of the dodo. So I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Okay, let's apply the formula here.
All right, so let's play the formula. We're not gonna call a winner yet.
No. Well, but still.
Wait a minute. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Second and third still leaves some room. If you
There's a
listen,
fairly substantial argument to make here, but I'm going to save that for another time.
Especially if you listen to Michael Pachter.
Oh, and who doesn't? I just love the indelible image of him on joystick looking into his crystal ball.
I listen to the Pachter blog every morning
Oh, absolutely.
to see what kind of crazy crap he made up.
That's right.
Anyway.
Well, I think the PlayStation 3 is going to make me coffee in 3 years.
Okay, so innovation. This is where the Wii really shines because they got their waggle. Well, that's what it is. I mean,
I know it's waggle.
It's not even one-to-one movement.
It's like a technical term. You know, like they got their waggle. I got the Wii waggle.
How Nintendo got its waggle.
I like to waggle my Wii. No,
you are Mr. Gay. Anyway,
Mr. Gay. I'm not the one that waggles my Wii.
I mean, shipping with Wii Sports, brilliant because people can do their bowling and their golf and their tennis. And
shows off the motion controls,
nice.
But doesn't get too crazy.
No.
Doesn't get advanced, doesn't go way down the line.
And then you have certain games like Super Mario Galaxy that can put it to some good use. Although, I have to say, Resident Evil 4 on the Wii.
Domination.
Brilliant.
Domination.
Use of the Wii mode.
Resident Evil 4. Now, someday on this podcast, I am going to talk about how freaking amazing Resident Evil 4 is. But I will tell you this. Resident Evil 4, as good a game as it was, hit its pinnacle on the Wii. Not from a graphical standpoint, but simply from a control perspective. It felt very natural in a way that it had never felt before on the GameCube. Even though I played it through 3 or 4 times on the GameCube, it was just awesome on the Wii, and you can play it over and over and over again. It's just a fantastic game.
Oh, yeah. So innovation is the big help for Wii here.
And you also made the argument about game there because
games.
Because on the GameCube, Resident Evil 4 was an exclusive and sold nothing.
Yeah.
Sold jack. Comes out on the Wii, and all of a sudden it's got a resurrection in sales. Now it also launched. It launched on the other consoles too, folks. But
so the Wii, I mean, okay. So here's where the real fanboy arguments start. The Wii does have good games. It has a lot of crap games, but the point here is that it has a lot of games that people want to play. People want to play Wii Sports. People want to play Rayman Raving Rabbids.
The new Metroid. They want
Metroid.
Right.
Super Smash Bros. Melee.
They want to play the new Mario.
Super Mario.
All the usual suspects.
But seriously, one of my favorite Mario games. But
Mario
anyway,
Kart is probably my favorite game on the Wii.
That is really good too.
That game
honestly,
rocks.
That is some good use of the wheel, which I was very skeptical about, but you know what? It works, and it's really nice.
I haven't tried Motion Plus yet.
Here's something. Oh, that should be interesting.
That might change the game.
I don't know. I may or may not get it, but whatever. Here's something interesting that I don't really think we've seen before. Other games that aren't on the Wii, generally are out for, I mean, you have your exclusives, but they're generally out for both the 360, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3.
Absolutely.
And they split the difference.
Right.
Neither one dominates highly over the other.
No, you have the occasional exception, but really, there really is not much that goes on there. They really do fight it out.
That goes into games are so expensive to make nowadays that most third-party developers are going to release it for as much as they can.
Absolutely.
So, or as many systems as they can. So that's one thing that helps the Wii, because if you have a PlayStation, you have an Xbox 360. Let's face it, they're very similar.
Yep.
I mean, they're both high powerhouse graphic systems. They do the high definition.
They both have online services now, even though Xbox Live is so much better than the PS3.
Right,
PSN
but
network.
So Nintendo said, we're going to go a different direction. We're going to go for a different kind of demographic, and it worked.
Right.
That's why people call it the Wii 60, or the PS Wii. Very few people, I would wager, have both an Xbox 360 and a PlayStation 3, and that's it.
Right.
Because you're kind of doubling down.